Sharks are ocean-dwelling predatory fish that are widespread around the planet. Although they are relatively infrequent, shark attacks can be dangerous and even lethal. It comes in approximately 500 different kinds, with sizes ranging from small to huge, and can be found on coral reefs, the open ocean, and coastal areas among other habitats. You will never know how this savage predator will attack and when it will attack, and Simon Nellist did not know that this will be the last swim of his life. This is the tragic story of how a vicious shark attack sends shivers across Australia and shortened a couple's plans for a romantic wedding in the south of Sydney. Hey everyone, welcome back to Deadly Addiction. Want to know more about sharks and their attacks? Watch until the end of this video to know more. When threatened, provoked, or when they believe humans to be their natural prey, sharks have been known to attack people. In shallow waters close to the shore, where humans are more likely to be present, shark attacks are the most common. Deeper waters, however, can also be the scene of shark attacks, particularly when people are diving or surfing there. The victim of Sydney's first deadly shark attack in nearly 60 years has been identified as a 35-year-old British man. Popular beaches in Sydney, Australia have been closed after a swimmer named Simon Nellist died from catastrophic injuries in a terrifying shark attack at Little Bay. Simon Nellist, 35, and Jessie Ho, his fiancée, had traveled to Little Bay Beach on February 16, 2022. Simon Nellist intended to compete in the Malabar Magic Ocean Swim, an annual event conducted in South Sydney. He's a veteran of the British military and has served there twice. He believed it would be a good idea to practice in Little Bay's quiet and secure waters a few weeks before the swim. But how does this part of the country manage to keep sharks away for 60 years? Shark attacks were common in the larger ocean near the beach, but over time, excellent management measures, including tracking and deep nets in the water, had ensured that no fatal attacks occurred on the beach for more than 60 years. Sharks were frequently the last thing on people's minds at this busy and energetic beach because the area had been deemed safe for swimmers and surfers by the New South Wales administration. The longer portions of the open water frequently have great white sharks longer than 15 feet or 4.5 meters. Since there have been hundreds of documented shark fatalities throughout history and several horrific accounts of gruesome deaths, the species is recognized as the most hazardous marine animal for humans. Great white sharks are believed to prefer devouring larger creatures because as they become bigger, their 6-inch long serrated teeth may rip any human in half if they dare get too close. On that awful day, Simon left to make the most of the daylight hours before darkness descended in order to prepare for the charity swimming competition that would be conducted in a few weeks. He swam out across the beach, over 150 meters into the water, passing a number of fishermen, surfers, and swimmers. The peaceful atmosphere of the setting abruptly gave way to a flood of splashing water and agonizing screams. Under Simon, a huge great white shark rushed up from the bottom and bit into his torso, sinking its razor-sharp teeth directly into him. Without warning, the shark shot out of the water and rose several feet in the air before slamming back into the ocean while holding Simon tightly. One of the witnesses, Chris Linto, said the shark's entry into the sea resembled a car striking the ocean from a great height. While being interviewed, he mumbles, "This guy was swimming and the shark came and attacked him vertically." He also recorded the video of what happened to Simon. Another claimed that the shark emerged from the water, grabbed someone off on their side, just thrashing around in pools of blood in the water. It was horrible. Horrified onlookers watched as the swimmer's remains were discovered. He said, "The shark just hit him like that, and I came back down and yeah, just started eating, that was it." Simon was only a few meters from the shore, and while he died in agony, dozens of horrified and helpless beachgoers watched it happen right in front of them. Simon struggled vainly in his dying seconds to strike the shark or escape its hold. The great white shark made one final dive into the depths of the water after sealing Simon's fate. Veteran Simon disappeared without a trace. Lifeguards rushed everyone back from the water and closed off the beach right away following the horrible incident. Rescuers tried to locate the shark using jet skis and helicopters, but they were unable to do so. In the course of their nocturnal search, police and rescue personnel closed beaches from Coogee in the north to Cronulla in the south of Sydney. Authorities said they are making every effort to locate the swimmer so that their family can receive closure. Although the location was heavily guarded against sharks and great whites were known to be dangerous, people were not their usual prey. Thus, experts were unable to determine why the tragedy occurred. They consumed the larger creatures such as seals, rays, and other smaller sharks as food. It was later discovered that Simon had put on a wetsuit before heading for the swim. These tight gray suits at the beach were unusual for swimmers in these calm seas. It was determined that the shark's probable misidentification as Simon was the reason for the assault. Simon's body appeared to be comparable to that of a seal, which was one of the shark's main food. Because of their keen sense of smell, great white sharks probably detected Simon before it could see him. It was too late to stop the attack when the shark attacked him from below the surface, and Simon quickly found himself bitten in half and pulled under. Just a few weeks before their wedding, Simon's fiancée's entire world fell apart, leaving his family inconsolable at the news of his violent death. The swim in the Malabar Magic Ocean was postponed in memory of Simon Nellist. The participants gathered at the beach for a minute of silence and to offer their respects. Simon had always loved the ocean and had spent his entire life speaking out against shark finning and choline. He was also concerned about how human activity in the oceans was interfering with the natural food chain. Sadly, he was killed inside the jaws of the very animal whose preservation he had spent so much time fighting for. The news of the shark attacks went quickly around the globe and reawakened Australian residents' concerns about shark attacks. Simon was regarded as a person of integrity and charisma by his friends and co-workers. He cherished the ocean's size and wanted to do everything in his power to protect it from the harm caused by human activity. He was aware of the effects of shark nets and drumlines that had been upsetting the natural balance of marine life in that area because he was a diving instructor himself. He advocated for the preservation and protection of the sea and all of its inhabitants. The early 2022 occurrence is still recent in people's memories and adds to a long series of horrific shark attacks that serve as a sobering reminder of how swiftly humans can transition from being predators to being prey. It changed one of his family's best occasions, getting their son married in a lavish ceremony, into a nightmare that left them permanently wounded. The relatives of Simon Nellist had already purchased their plane tickets to Australia, but they now arrived there to attend his burial rather than his wedding. May this serve as a reminder to everyone that no one can guarantee that tomorrow will come and that any day could be the day that you suffer your untimely demise. May he rest in peace, and we express our deepest sympathies to the Nellist family. Thank you very much for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe to our channel, give this video a thumbs up, and click the notification bell for more educational videos. I appreciate all of you watching, and please remember to cherish the time you spend with your loved ones, since you never know what will happen the next day. All of you, be careful, okay? We'll see you next time.